What's going on YouTube? Uh, been gone for a while. Got off Twitter after Trump was elected. So I felt like, I hustled, did my job. Put somebody in that I didn't know, I felt like at the time was as corrupt as his opponents. He beat 17 of them. And good, because they all were what we now have been indoctrinated to call the establishment. The Republican and Democrat labels, whether it be liberal or independent or anything in between, it's neither here nor there to me. It's either good choice people or people that make choices that are not involved in taking in consideration the effects it may have on more than just themselves because of money. The reason why I'm making this video today is because the president that I shedded tears for has went and allowed his face to be put on going to war against the country for allegedly using chemical weapons against his own people. Since Trump's face been on or in my world, it's been at least once that I know of, other than Friday the 13th, that this country was accused of using chemical weapons against its own people at a time that its proxy army, meaning how could we be going against ourselves, meaning this ISIS thing is us. Right at the time we supposed to have been defeated ourselves out of Syria. A chemical weapon was used against a democratically elected president's own people, meaning that he that was elected, sovereign country in charge of, he used chemical weapons against his own people. Happened once before. Turned out being not true. If the people that claim that we have a government which is for and by the people don't open their eyes and see that the government is not a person that we elect, if they don't open their eyes and see that the government is our contract, that we elect people to represent and hold down, if you people, which is predominantly German and white German, don't get out there and march and take back what's been taken already, it's going to continue to deteriorate to the degree to where you will find yourself marching when you don't want to have anything to do with it. You're going to be forced to march. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I cried for Trump. I fought for Trump. I never had anything to do with any elections, even when Obama got put in office. Because when he got put in office, I felt like they were definitely, it was a weird time for me. I definitely feel like they turned the country over to a black person, meaning that they were done with it. That was the sign to me. And now that once again the Syria thing has happened, and I always hear this phrase about poking a bear. It originally came to me out the Bible. Although I think the Bible is speaking about not African people, but Hebrew people that ran into Africa, dodging Rome, running from Rome, the Romans. They ran into the mountains in Africa and got sold to people that were white because they were different people. They wasn't from the same customs, and they were set apart, and they sold the Africans and what you would call Arabs, sold us to the white people. It's in the Bible talking about Damascus particularly, and my feelings are hurt a lot more than Alex Jones is, because Alex Jones is also, to me, along with a lot of the mainstream media, what you white people call in your own country the mainstream media, or now today the legacy media. A lot of them are punch pullers, they pull punches. They go straight and curve because they know who's really in power. And if for them to reveal or put the spotlight on those people will get them canned. And it's your country, it's your people, and those the same people that you are part of because of your skin color. You said you got the skin color and shit that makes everything go okay for you, whatever. The complexion for the connection, in other words. But this is your country. But anyway, as I was saying about Damascus, either the Bible is a playbook or it's not. And this thing about Russia is also there in the Bible, or the holy book. That's the word. Bible means book. And it's got things in there about my people being subjected to, our identities being stolen by certain people, us being jealous because they have our name and are being upheld. I'll leave that at that. But here's the thing. If you don't march for your own country, if you don't go into your own people that represent your government, which is that contract, which is the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, even though it's still there, it hasn't been revised, that we are only the people that you so-called black, which are not black, but are copper-colored skinned people, which has been written about before the Bible and afterwards about us being 3/5 of human. It's no wonder that you're in a panic, because it's also written in the holy book or the playbook that these things are going to be turned back around for you, not only to really see directly the effects of the negative treatment of people that are not your skin color in many facets. Even the softness of it being the same way it's been towards us. It's been softened, because of more people becoming more aware of what morality is, whether they have it or not, But here it is, Trump, a person that, for the first time, I delved into what people call politics. And I'm, considered to a lot of white people, if not all white people, dumber than they are. Politics is not good in its word. And then you have political correctness. And then Donald Trump came in, it's like, squash that. I remember being alive in Reagan's era. I remember my mom telling me stories about how when John F. Kennedy got killed and murdered, and the stories about Martin Luther King, and I mean, they cried about Elvis Presley too, but Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, the stories, and how Malcolm X went out his way to describe what he learned when he went over into the Middle East, and coming back and describing who this holy book was really describing as far as Esau, E-S-A-U, like S-A-U-D-I, Arabia, you know what I mean? Arabia meaning mixed people. This thing that's going on that's got me so disappointed in Trump, it doesn't really make me second guess his desire, because don't forget, he's a not millionaire, but a multi-billionaire. He didn't have to do what he did, and he could very well be a person that has a lack of empathy for a race of people that is not his color, because he probably has been raised to believe that this country, America, not the corporation, meaning your birth certificate, being in the stock market and all that, and you being bought in 1933 to pay off debt that the Germans and everything that, even, you have the Bush's daddy, Prescott, in cahoots with Mr. Adolf, and this is stupid in my eyes, because so many people don't realize. And so here's the cap up. Here's the run up to the top. Here's the peak coming. Or here it comes. Can't think of the word, but it's happening. And I'm very disappointed, but I'm not surprised. And I feel sad because they have hurt Trump, a man that meant well. And I think they allowed him to do the things that he said that he would do to keep us in a constraint. You know what I mean? Because here it is, the government passing laws saying that they will take things and confiscate things that they feel that they should be able or want to. We'll confiscate things that we see fit to be confiscated. Which, in all reality, everything that the government has belongs to us. And we put them there, but you don't see the background of what's going on. If you white people don't fight for your own country, I'm just going to sit back. Because look, I want a job. I want to be able to take care of myself. I'm not a pimp. I'm not a player. I'm not a hustler. But I'm very creative. I'm very smart. I can be deceptive. I can get what I want in deception, but inside me, it's not right. And I met a lot of white people that don't think it's right either. So something is moving to where I think repercussions are coming. Because won't nobody fight. I mean, you got Paul Ryan, he finna leave. Because you see both sides ain't crap. He live in Janesville, or represent Janesville, and I ain't even 20 minutes or 40 minutes away from Janesville in Wisconsin. I was born in Gary, Indiana. Like Pinson, Indiana, and all this stuff. Don't forget, this is new to me. So I could see what's going on. And don't forget, Damascus is in the Bible. It's in Isaiah and other chapters. And it said it will be a ruinous heap. And not only Damascus, but so many other things. Like even the so-called black people from African American, Afro-American, Negro, and all that. We've been called everything but who we are, which is Hebrew descendants. And it also say in that holy book or the playbook that our identities will be stolen from us, will be taken from us, will be given to someone else, which they are not. And it also says to sit back and watch while the people that went out their way to be in cahoots to take and destroy us will be identified as Esau, which will be, he said, Esau will be the end of the world. And people want to say it's the white man, but it's not. He said, they will live off the fat of the earth. What is the fat? Period. Fat is grease. It's oil. You even see in the Bible that the fat belongs to the Lord. And for us not to eat the fat of the meat. He said you burn it. And the savoriness and the smoke will burn up into the heavens for the Lord to smell the savoriness of how good it smells for it to be burned as far as food. But we're not supposed to eat it. But it said there's going to be a people that will reign or live or, whatever, survive from the fat of the earth. What is the fat of the earth? And how would they live and be rulers? It's that oil. That's why I say Jacob will be that follows the end of Esau. But anyway, this is y'all country. This is what y'all want to call y'all world. Anything that's not y'all color is beneath you and cannot be above you. And like I said before, when America was handed over to a black man, just so happened that he was put there to give us a sign of who would be the end of the world and the end of America. I always felt in my bones that if a black man was the president, it'd be the end of America. Not because of what he did to destroy it, but because of how white people felt about this country. Get what I'm saying?